Welcome, everyone.
Yes, welcome.
So today on the RV Living Show, we are going to be teaching you about how to find great RV destinations, but stay tuned.
That's right. Hey, we're supposed to say welcome to everyone out there. Welcome to the RV Living Show. You know, we're Brian and Luann Street, where the streets wander. You know, that's an RV website that offers education, inspiration, and encouragement for the RV life.
Yeah, so we just want to give a warm welcome to everyone who is with us today, watching live or even on the replay. So we're going to get started by telling you some tips on how to find great RV destination ideas. Last week we talked about planning out your destination activities. So now today we're going to dive into finding the ideas of where to go in the first place.
Yeah, that's important.
It is important. And a while back on another video, we did the importance of keeping your travel bucket list full. And this kind of goes along the same idea, but now we're going to approach it from just finding those great destinations. Okay. So that's what we're doing today. And I'm going to clear up the screen a little bit. And so we want you to think about keeping your bank of ideas full. And so we're going to talk about a few ways to find those destination ideas today and also how to keep track of them. So the first thing that we want to talk about, well, before I do that, hold on. I want to welcome everybody who's here with us live. We will answer questions about this topic at the end of the video. So if you're here with us live, you can comment and put your name and where you're from and any questions that you have in the comment box, and we will come back and we will chat with you after, okay?
That's right.
Okay, so our first tip, and I like this tip a lot, is when you're looking for great RV destination idea, is to look at tour websites and catalogs. So we actually got that inspiration, but when we went to an RV show and found out about adventure caravans and RV fantasy tours.
Yeah, they got a lot of neat places they go and a lot of good things, a lot of good ideas. There's a great place to start getting some ideas where to go for sure.
So they break down their tours into it's usually where they're going for a destination or a section of destinations in the country, and they go to certain places and they do certain things and as part of their tour package. So you can take those catalogs and websites and turn them into ideas for yourself if you're looking for places to go and things to see. So when I did a Google search of just RV tours, a whole bunch of websites come up. So you should do that for yourself. Maybe get some of the catalogs and start making a list of the great places that you might want to visit sometime. So that's a great place to start.
That's a great place to start.
So the next thing we wanted to talk about is sign up for an email list from the tourist boards in the places that you want to explore.
That's right. You did this several times for us.
Yeah. So we're going to give you a resource here in a minute on how to go to your state tourist board of the state that you want to visit, and then sign up for their emails, and you will start getting things in your inbox that will keep you inspired and possibly help you put together a plan. So Brian, tell us about what you found when you went to this website.
Oh, this is a great website. You know, matter of fact, I was just on it earlier and I was looking in Arizona, found some things that we hadn't even seen yet. So this is a great website because if you're traveling across country and in each state you go through, you can actually look it up and see what's in that state. You might find something that you want to spend a few days and go see or do. It's a great way to start planning, and also, like you said, keeping that bucket list full.
Yep,
is very important because when you got some ideas of things to go see, it just makes RVing a lot of fun.
It does. It makes it a lot of fun. So the next thing so go ahead and write this down. I can put this in the link above or below the video, depending on where you're watching. And that way you have this resource so that you can keep this in your arsenal to find ideas. So the next tip that we want to talk about is that whenever you arrive at a destination, and maybe this doesn't help you decide on a destination, but once you arrive there, visit the local visitor center.
Well, also, this is good if you like. You might have a few extra days planned to stay there. They might have some things you could go see and do.
Or use them to go back for another trip.
That's right.
Do the things that you missed or that you didn't have time to do. Then you can plan another trip and end up back there. But recording those ideas and keeping them so that you can make a plan is.
Yeah. Also, talking to the people in the visitor center give you some great ideas as well. I mean, we've got a lot of good ideas.
Oh, yeah. Them. Even more than the brochures and stuff. We always ask the people.
Ask the people because they say, what's the best things? If I've only got like a couple days, what should I go see? And they normally can tell you.
Yeah, the best restaurant, the best thing that if I, like you said, time limited time, then they'll tell you those things so that you don't waste your time on maybe sometimes the more touristy stuff, which we personally don't like the big touristy stuff. We like finding what we call the hidden gems.
But we love the little gems. Yeah.
Okay, so the next inspiration is travel books and magazines. So especially for the South, Southern Living has great travel destination ideas.
They do.
They really do. They make you, the way that they write them, the way that they present them, it really makes you want to go to each and every one of those things. So Southern Living magazine is a great place to do that. I like that one a lot. The other thing that we like to do is use travel books that tell you great road trips, because we like road trips. We call them field trips.
Yeah, it's great to go somewhere and park the RV and close to where one of these road trips start and just get in our car and take off. We love doing that.
Yeah. And so finding those road trips, you can often find them in a travel book, or Reader's Digest has a book on the best out of the way little side road trips you can do. And so that can be a destination idea of it in itself. If you like those road trips, go and camp close to those so that you can get out and see them.
Yeah, that's actually the road trips, actually what got us interested in RVing to start with.
It is. It is. Okay, so the next idea is to join Facebook groups for ideas. There's tons of Facebook groups on Facebook that are all about RVing and travel. We happen to have one ourselves. It's called Stop Wondering and Start RVing. And if you get into these groups, you can ask questions. Where have you been? I'm going to Colorado. Where should I not miss? And sometimes those are some of the best tips you can get.
Yes, there's a lot of RVers on there, and these people travel all over the country. They all have different experiences, and you can learn a lot from them.
Yeah, and so that's really something that we enjoy doing, is listening. And so we're going to give you our best tip here in a minute, right?
That's right.
Sorry, I want to adjust the camera a little bit. Sorry, didn't mean to knock you out of it.
Okay. That's better.
That is better. That's what I was trying to do. So our best tip next is, well, first of all, let's talk about what we just told you, right? All these things, all these ideas, all these places to go. And then how are you going to remember them, right? When you get started doing these things, or you go to a place and you're like, you know what? Somebody told me something. How am I going to keep up with that? So we're going to explore that too in a minute. So let's get started on our last best tip of getting the great places to go and help you pick your next RV destination. So I know this seems kind of silly, like you would just automatically do this, but talking to people around the campfire is our number one source of finding out where we want to go, and listening to the people that have the experience of going there.
That's right. We love this tip because we talk to RVers all the time, and everybody, like I said, everybody's been different places. We find not only great places to go, but we also find great places to go eat, like nice out of the way restaurants and stuff we would never had known about.
Yeah. So when we started this and we started scrambling for a way to keep track of all of these ideas that we were getting and coming up with and hearing from people, and So I would open up the app on my phone, the Notes app, and I would throw an idea in there. And then I would forget about it. And then we would end up in a state that we were visiting. And all of a sudden it would pop in my head, hey, where did that guy say that we should eat in this place, you know, when we visited here? And I couldn't find the note. Like, it was just kind of lost in the sea of notes. So when Brian and I decided that we were going to develop our travel planner, that was something that I really, really wanted to incorporate inside the travel planner. And it was a place to keep all of the ideas that you get when you are traveling in your RV. And that way, if you organize them by state, when you go back to that state, you can make a plan around those ideas and destinations. So in our new travel planner, well, it's been in all of our travel planner, but the new 2021 is actually out right now. And we have included a state-by-state section. So tell us about that.
Yeah, we included this in earlier versions, but this is really good because when you're sitting around a campground and you're talking to people and they say they recommend maybe a particular like restaurant. You know, we were going down the Natchez and Trace, and I remember there was a couple of places that someone had told us there's a nice restaurant. We went and found it. It was very exciting because we had it all written down in our book. So we've divided this into all the states have a section you can record, you know, ideas for destinations. So you'll always have them at your fingertips. We love that. We love that plan.
We do. Yeah. And you can check it out at rvtravelplanner.com. But if you choose not to have a travel planner, you could use a notebook and keep track of your state ideas that way. Yeah. It's really just a way of being consistent and having what you want to remember all in one place.
Yeah, so the main thing is record them, write them down, because like you said, we can't remember.
And know where to go back to them.
Right.
Because I mean, I wrote them down, but I couldn't remember where to go back to. We've lost
so many things in the past because, like you said, we misplaced the paper. And
yep.
Can never figure it out.
Yep, that's right. That's right. It's a real problem. So those are our tips for today. Looking at those RV tour sites is a great way to get inspiration. Looking at travel books, sometimes we'll go to just Barnes and Noble and go to the travel section and just open books and get some ideas like, oh, I didn't know I could go there or do this. Because once you exhaust your initial bucket list, you're like, okay, well, the world, since we're full-timers, right? The world is our oyster, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And where are we going to go?
That's right. It's important because, as full-timers, like we travel, we could go anywhere you just mentioned. And unless we have a list and a plan, it's kind of hard to figure it out.
That's right. So keeping that list full of ideas is what's important. Mm-hmm. So next week, we are going to be going through the 2021 edition of the Complete RV Travel Planner. We're going to go page by page and explain to you the whole idea behind and the reason behind that we developed the travel planner in the first place. So if you've ever wanted to see what the travel planner can do for you, you should join us next week.
That's right. You're going to get to look on what's inside this thing.
Insider's info. All right. So we are going to take a second here and jump over to the comments. And Tina says, hello, Tina.
Hello.
And Karen's like excited, sitting for a few days. Oh, thanks, Tina. She says, you guys rock. She got her 2021 planner and started to plan. This year has been difficult for planning, but it's doable. Yeah, I know. It really has been a hard year for travel planning.
We've had to change a few plans this year.
And Karen says she uses the state section all the time to keep her ideas all in one place. Yep. That has been our heart, that something like this is a place that you really can have it all together and you're not scrambling and trying to find it in a bunch of different places.
That's right.
Karen says she's on the Oregon coast now and finding spots to park is very difficult right now. Any suggestions when you can't find a spot to park? Well, you know, I know that kind of our whole mantra has been plan ahead, and sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes, you know, you're in a place and you just need to find another place. So, I really don't have a whole lot to tell you right there, unless, like, I know that since we're members of Thousand Trails, we have a tendency to kind of scope those out first. And then I guess, are you having trouble, Karen, because there's a lack of RV parks, or is it because of not planning ahead,
maybe it's COVID related?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That could be, if things are shut down that way. So, yeah, I mean, you could try Harvest Hosts. A Harvest Host, you could find overnighters at least, and, you know, be able to get off the road and in a safe place to spend the night. Those might still be available for you, depending on the state or the county ordinances, if it is COVID related.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that we had to change some plans because of that.
We did. All the parks are full.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm sorry about that. You might have to just keep calling. I know that in our experience that if you're in a position like that, keep calling back, because people cancel. So they just keep calling back, and you might get that last minute cancellation, and even tell the people, oh, okay, sorry, hold on, that thought. Connie says that she lives in Oregon and many of the state parks will not even open this year. So that's why all the RV parks are full.
That's what's going on.
So that is unfortunate. I'm sorry, Karen, you're struggling, but again, keep calling back at the last minute. Even tell them when you call back, say, hey, I'm going to call back in a few hours or tomorrow to see if you have any cancellations, or ask them, what is the best way to find out about cancellations? Do you have a wait list? Do you have, or can I just bug you? And I don't want to bug you, but I really would like an RV site. So, you know, persistence pays off.
It does.
And then resort to prayer. So those are our best tips. So, all right. Well, Karen, here's hoping you get one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Connie says, and more new RVers. Yeah. RVing is becoming very popular. And so back to our mantra about planning ahead, it's going to be more and more important as we move forward in our RV life. Whether you're full-time, part-time, free time, anytime, you're going to need to plan ahead, especially for those coveted places.
And high use times of the year.
I mean, right now in Kansas, you could probably have wide open RV parks, but yeah, along the coast and in places that experience winter, then you're going to have that more and more where you just can't find a spot. So,
yeah.
So, well, we just wish you travel blessings, everybody who's out there watching today. We really hope you enjoyed this episode of our RV Living Show. And be sure to join us next week, same time, same place. And now we're streaming on all 3 of our places, which is our Facebook group, our Stop Wandering and Start Wandering Facebook group, which you can join. Just find us on Facebook and join that group, or on YouTube. So we really enjoyed this, and we hope to see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
All about the inside of the travel planner.
It's going to be good. It's going to be great.
Bye.